Give you that sports stimulus package. Free like 30 seconds on the service package. Yeah. Yeah, I know I just want to let the beat for a minute. I laugh. Ladies and gentlemen, the stimulus package is going down, man. It's the third album. We still running, we still in the trenches going out there. Stay fly for life, you know? Speak crazy. Hey, hold on, let me get a little bit. Let it breathe a little bit. Let the beat breathe a little bit. Label green, label red, label Benz. Black label, blue label, purple and red. Double G's, LVs, labels that I'm in. I just throw it in the bag like fat when I spend. A stimulus package like a check you can cash. Throw it in your memory bank, fill up your tank, man. Head for the E-way, put it on replay with no further delay. Philadelphia freeway. Much love, BC, thanks for the leeway. You cleared the lane, so I'ma tear up the runway. And you know I got that thing on me, so I'm here for you with biggest shit ever on gunplay. Hot cold bread and butter, come and get some of this. A free stimulus smell like wet cheese and free stimulus bill right here. This is ever on some other shit trying to go against the click, they can eat still. I'm transforming with the burner, cause I eat real, so further delay the stimulus package is here. What's up, y'all? The free stimulus package for sports. It's your boy B. All right, man. We're gonna get into these NBA finals. We're gonna dissect everything about these NBA finals. This good preview of the NBA finals. Who needs a title more, Giannis or Chris Paul? Who's gonna be the X factor? Who's gonna be Finals MVP? Does Giannis even play in these NBA finals? Who got better role players? All of that, you know. And of course, we're going to talk other sports as well, too. All the current events. This is it. After this, they're going to say bye-bye. They're going to go on vacation time, you know. Ooh, if Giannis don't come back, Suns in 5. Say it with your chest out, G Money. Say it with your chest out. Drop that stimulus package on him. But yeah, man. Tuesday is the NBA Finals, Game 1, 6 o'clock, LA time. I guess it's going to be 9 o'clock on the East Coast. Wow. Dang, 9 o'clock on the East Coast. So that's going to be a lot of nighttime vultures watching that, you know. But now, you got a guy, let's start off with Giannis. You got a guy like Giannis Antetokounmpo, 2-time MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. He's in his early 20s. He could make history and have a great career. Okay? This is a great on his resume. He'd be able to win the championship faster than a lot of all-time greats, you know? And that'd be a lot of impressive, you know? How many years has Giannis been playing in the league? 6, 7. That'd be more impressive than LeBron's run with Cleveland first 7 years, because he got a Defensive Player of the Year and 2 MVPs. What LeBron won while he played with the Cleveland Cavaliers, and he's already in the finals, you know, and has a more legit chance of winning, you know. Yeah, so Giannis been in the league, what, 6, 7 years? So you know, somewhere between there, 7 years. That'd be a better 7 years than LeBron's 7 years on Cleveland. And he could cap that off with a championship, something LeBron couldn't do in his first 7 years with the Cleveland Cavaliers. So that is very impressive. But Chris Paul, on the other hand,
a guy that played in the league for 16 years. And he's never been to the finals. Won a lot of stuff, been an 11-time All-Star, had steals records, assist records. He got the stats, but never went to the big dance. Never won a championship. He get this one championship, he's automatically an all-time great with point guards. He could arguably be a top 5 point guard of all time. If he wins this championship, it'd be solidified that he's a top 5 point guard of all time. Right? He averaging 18 points a game. He won't be too far off from the other point guards in terms of numbers, assists, and all across the board. And you add a title to that, it'd be great. Now imagine if Chris Paul could win Finals MVP. Don't take that out of the equation. He could take that Finals MVP from Devin Booker. He could very well. It's going to be between Devin Booker and a small chance of DeAndre Ayton for Finals MVP. But Chris Paul could definitely get that, you know? Oh, yeah. That was a great series, 1993. Bulls and the Suns. I guess people are not too used to me coming out this time talking basketball this early a little bit. But who wins now? Okay, second category, who wins? This is a tricky. If Giannis plays, I probably still got the Phoenix Suns winning. I think this is their year. Okay, this is the year for the Phoenix Suns, you know. But this is such a 50-50 situation because I do think the Milwaukee Bucks got better supporting cast. I think from top to bottom, they got better supporting cast. And if Chris Middleton can show up in these NBA Finals like he did in his postseason, they have a great legitimate chance of beating the Phoenix Suns. This is 50-50. This is not a lock for the Phoenix Suns, okay? It'd be even probably you could even make a 60-40 chance for the Milwaukee Bucks if Giannis is 100% healthy. Yeah, great point to bring up, G Money, because this could go either way. Now, the X factors is going to be Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, and Giannis versus DeAndre Ayton, Booker, and Chris Paul, okay? That's 3 of the best players on each side of the ball club. But then you got guys like Brook Lopez. You got PJ Tucker, good defender. I still think the Milwaukee Bucks got a little bit better role players. You know, they got a little bit better X factor. They got some size, you know? Oh, I did? Well, my bad. Jay Crowder is a good X factor too. You know, no question. He's a good X factor. He's going to have to guard Giannis. And with that injury that Giannis has, Jay Crowder is going to have a good edge over Giannis a little bit with that injury. Giannis come back, he ain't going to be. Okay, here's the thing. If Giannis come back, he ain't going to be Giannis, so to speak. He may be 60, 70% because Giannis technically not supposed to be playing. Okay, he's supposed to really be missing this series. But I even said if you're going to miss out on games, this is not the one to miss out on. This is an NBA Finals. So if Giannis, if you have any way of playing, just play. You know, it's going to be tricky. But if you can muster up energy to play basketball, play in these NBA Finals. You don't want to miss this opportunity on the sideline. Oh, you hope the Suns win? Now, another question. Does Giannis play? We got a lot of speculation going on. Does Giannis Antetokounmpo play in the finals? Would you play him? Would you risk playing him if you're the coach? because this could potentially cost you your job if you lose and Giannis get hurt even more. Do you risk this? Or do you just say, hey, we have a good chance of next season? But I don't think so. I think this is your one and only opportunity to win a championship if you're the Milwaukee Bucks, my personal opinion. I think you're going to be a championship contender for years to come, but you won't win a championship anymore or be to the finals anymore unless you win this year. Oh, so you think Giannis missed the first 2 games? Ooh, this is going to be crazy. That means they would have to have more pressure on Chris Middleton to perform. Okay? Him and Drew Holiday will have to perform. And plus Brook Lopez. You know, those guys will have to perform. Now, Brook Lopez is a better shooter than DeAndre Ayton from far out. But this is going to be interesting. I say Giannis should miss game 1 at the most. Bring him back for game 2 if he could play. Yeah, he may be fired. He may be fired if he plays Giannis and Giannis gets hurt. That's the situation. That's the thing. You just don't know. You know, it's going to be tricky. Now, the East is going to get better. Philadelphia 76ers is going to get better. The Brooklyn Nets is coming. And the Brooklyn Nets put you to 7 games with Kyrie and James Harden basically being hurt. So imagine what they could do with both of those guys fully healthy. So this is your one and only chance, Milwaukee Bucks. All right? Is to win that championship this year. Do it for Sweet Tooth. If you don't know who Sweet Tooth is, check the show out on Netflix. All right? Me and my wife became fans of the show. It's all based off a comic book, you know, a DC comic book. But, you know, it's representing for the Bucks. If he gets fired anyway, that's just bad PR, man. It just means he just meant to go. Yeah, I agree. Same for the Suns. The Lakers are coming. The Lakers will be back. They will have more pieces. The Clippers will be back. They will have more pieces. Teams will get better during this offseason. The Jazz will get better. When will the Jazz actually have a breakthrough year? One of these days, they're going to have a breakthrough season. Well, Trae Young didn't look like Trae Young. He looked like he was playing not to get hurt rather than to win a basketball game. But he was out there on the floor, so he get held responsible for what took place on a basketball court. You blow it. You messed it up. Simple as that. You know? I'm kind of glad the Hawks not in the NBA Finals, to be honest. I wanted the Bucks and Suns, but I wanted the Bucks and Suns when Giannis was fully healthy, you know? And that's going to be a situation here, man. I just don't know, man. This is a 50-50. How much longer will LeBron be a top 5 player? I think he will always be considered a top 5 player, probably throughout his duration, but before he retires, because he's LeBron James and he has so much control over the media, and he has a big following. Now, realistically, how long will he be in the top 5? If you're taking all the fanboy stuff out, probably a season or 2, you know, because if you can't be the best player on your own team, it's hard to be the top 5 player in the league. You got to be the best player on your own team first. Yeah, he is. Bucks got the size, but I doubt they're going to use it and take advantage of it, you know. But this is the NBA Finals. Anything can happen. What if Chris Paul gets hurt? Hopefully he don't. But what if he gets hurt and he goes down and Giannis is missing? Then it's like damn near even Steven right there, you know? But if you're Giannis, don't miss out this opportunity. You may never get another chance to win the championship. You could play the rest of your career out being an all-star, perhaps being an MVP candidate, but you're never going to win another championship, perhaps again, unless you play and win this year. Yeah, man. I think you had to kill Chris Paul to not let him play. You know, he knows this is his one and only opportunity. At age 35, you're not going to get here again. You're not getting here again. The cards all played in your favor this season for numerous reasons. Injuries was one of them. But even though the Phoenix Suns got injuries, they was able to sustain less injuries to a point that they were still able to play basketball. You know. But this is your one and only opportunity. So this should be a very interesting finals because I don't see neither one of these teams ever going back to the finals. And I think this is their only chance to do it. Yes, congratulations to my Mets. We was stomping a mud hole in the Yankees. It was 10-5 when I look back at the score. Shout out to the New York Mets, representing Queens in the house. A real New York team. Well, those guys are good, but I mean, let's not jump overboard now. Let's not act like it's a super team. I mean, it is Chris Middleton and Holiday. Chris Middleton was a big choke artist in the prior seasons. You know, they're good, but let's not give them more credit than what they deserve. They're good players. You know. Oh, you must be talking about Greek himself. Man, don't let him come out and get. He may come and get you. Don't let him come and get you out.
Salute.
What's up, G Money? What's up?
What's going on?
Hey, man. All right, we got a lot of questions to chop it up with this NBA Finals, man. For starters, let's just go down the gauntlet of questions. Who got most to lose, Giannis or CP3 in this year's final?
Chris Paul, CP3 by far, because he's been in the league for 16 years now. The Suns have been one of the most surprised teams in the NBA, and if he loses this series, he may never win. Because, like you said, the West will get better, teams are going to get stronger, and the Suns, they're still inexperienced. So if Chris Paul doesn't win this championship this year, he's not going to win.
Oh yeah. Woo. And the thing with Giannis, what do you see if he don't win this championship this year? Do you see obviously his chances of going to the finals are more better than Chris Paul's because Chris Paul is 35 years old. But do you see him going back to the finals if he don't win it this year?
He might. There's still a chance because here's what we have to consider: the Nets will get older, so even if he loses this series, it will be tough. But he still has an opportunity because the Nets will get older. We don't know what the Celtics will look like, so even if he doesn't win at all, I think the Bucks still have enough opportunities ahead, which I think they can win it all.
Oh yeah, man. This is crazy though, man. And my second question would be, does Giannis play? Do you see him sitting on the sideline or he's just going to miss out this opportunity?
I think he'll come back. I think he'll play, but I think he'll be in game 3. I don't think he plays the first 2 games because we don't know how bad the injury is. We don't know how bad it is. So I think he's going to come back for game 3 in Milwaukee. And I will say this. If the Bucks can get game 1 or 2 in Phoenix, going back to Milwaukee, and Giannis comes back, they have a great chance to pull the upset.
Oh, yeah. So, here's the thing. Who's the X factor in this series for you?
For both teams? Okay.
For both teams.
For both teams, My X factor for both teams for Milwaukee is Brook Lopez. He has to score in the paint. He has to stretch out DeAndre Ayton. Is Brook Lopez for the Suns? Jay Crowder. Jay Crowder has to hit those open shots. Remember, he was in the NBA Finals last year with the Heat, but he struggled. So can he redeem himself this time? So he has to hit those open threes. He needs to defend like he does. So if he can hit those open shots, it'll be a big boost for Phoenix. So my X factor for Milwaukee, Brook Lopez. My X factor for Phoenix, Jay Crowder.
Okay. Now, here's a good question. Take the best players off the Phoenix Suns, best player off the Milwaukee Bucks. Who got the better supporting cast?
Whew. If you take both teams off,
Yeah, let's just go.
if you take
Let's just go.
superstars off,
Let's just go two of the best players on each team. So in the Milwaukee
mm-hmm,
Bucks case, Giannis and Chris Middleton, right? And then
mm-hmm.
we go for Phoenix. We go what? Devin Booker and Chris Paul.
Yeah.
So
So yeah,
who's the
yeah.
better
So
team?
who's a better overall team? It's tough, man, because both teams are very versatile. Um, I think Milwaukee slightly has a better bench than Phoenix, but here's the thing: Phoenix is a better defensive team than Milwaukee, especially at the perimeter. It's tough to answer that because both teams are kind of evenly matched. So, so it's tough. So, uh, I'm picking the Suns to win the series, but you could argue that the Bucks have a slightly better supporting cast.
Mm, okay. Yeah, man. Because I think the if you're gonna give them an edge, it'd be because of Brook Lopez and Drew Holiday at that
Mm-hmm.
point.
Mm-hmm.
Because as
Right, right.
you take those two guys off the Phoenix Suns, their best player becomes what? DeAndre Ayton.
DeAndre Ayton, yeah, that's a problem. He's a good player, but that's a problem.
Yeah. So, but you got the Phoenix Suns winning in what?
It depends on Giannis. If Giannis, here's what I think. If Giannis is out the whole series, Suns in five. If he comes back, let's say for Game 3, Suns in six.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
man.
it's hard for me because it's going to depend on Giannis when he comes back. And don't forget, too, Milwaukee lost Dante DiVincenzo. He was a good playmaker for them. So that's another thing, too. So you lose two playmakers in Giannis and Dante. So if Giannis comes back, let's say in game 3, I got Phoenix in 6. If if Giannis somehow doesn't return, Phoenix in 5.
Hmm. Man, it's going to be a shaky. It's going to be a very interesting NBA playoffs. I think this is going to be I can't really look at it as a team being a favorite. I look at this really being a 50-50 situation.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can see it go both ways. I can't 100% say Phoenix Suns is just better than this team, and I can't say
Right.
100% the Milwaukee Bucks is better than this team. This is going to be a full who wants it more and who just gets that who outplays who. You know.
Right. Yeah, and it's also going to depend on coaching. Okay,
Really.
if you're Coach Budenholzer, your job is on the line. If your team gets smacked around in this series, he's gone. So if you're Budenholzer, you have a chance to rewrite a narrative like, "Oh, you're a trash coach" and blah blah blah. Then you can't lead a team to win because the narrative with the Bucks is, "Oh, they're a regular season team." If you're Budenholzer, you have an opportunity to win it all right now. If you're Monty Williams, you have an opportunity to lead Phoenix to their first ever championship. So it's going to depend on coaching.
Hell yeah, man! It's going to be interesting, man. Who you think draws first blood, steals game one?
Suns.
Suns. Yeah, I think I got my money on the Suns too, but Giannis, I don't know, man. This is such a tricky situation. He could come back
Mm-hmm.
and do something drastic and really hurt his career and be out for the whole next
Yeah.
season because he played in the
Mm-hmm.
finals. This is a risk. This is not like he should be out there on the floor playing. I mean,
Right.
I'm just saying if you have a chance to play and you're
Mm-hmm.
selling 70%, 80%, whatever the case may be, if it's not to a point that you can't play, just go out there and play. But if you know you can't play, don't play them.
I hear you. I hear you. I look at both sides here. If Giannis is healthy enough to play, I would play him. If he's not, then I would not. Because I look at both sides here. Like you just said, this could be once in a lifetime for Giannis, though. I think he'll get more chances in the future, but that's not guaranteed. So if I were Giannis, I'm gonna wait till game three. I'm gonna see what this team does in Phoenix. If they can get a split in Phoenix, then it helps your case. If you go down 0-2, then you may need to come back for game three.
Hell yeah. This is crazy, man. I don't. I even say I wanted him to come back, but I just want to correct this so everybody will like, you said that he should come back, and look what happened now. He got hurt. I didn't say he should come back to get hurt. I don't want him to risk his career. You know, all I'm saying is if he's clear to go and he can still give 60%, just go out there and play. You know, you may not win Finals MVP if your team wins, but at least you're out there helping your team win.
Right.
You know. So, yeah, man. But now, and I guess in other NBA news, what you think of Steven Jackson saying Chris Middleton was the best player on the Milwaukee Bucks?
Steven Jackson's talking out of his ass. Listen, Chris Middleton, yes. Has he been the most clutch player in the Bucks? Yes. But is he the best player? Absolutely not. Like, Giannis is a better passer, more athletic, better rebounder, better defender. I don't understand some people just talking out of their butt. It's like, look, yes, Chris Middleton has been phenomenal in the playoffs this year. I understand that. But Giannis has clearly been the more impactful player. Like, I don't know what he's talking about. Giannis is clearly the best player on the team.
Oh, yeah. So, now, who you think will outplay? How much of an impact you think in terms of Finals MVP? Who wins Finals MVP for you? Because it could be a toss-up.
Man, it's tough. For the Suns, it's going to come between D-Book or CP3. It's going to be one of them. It's hard for me to see. It's hard for me to tell you who's going to win it because anything could happen. So it's going to come between D-Book or CP3. If the Bucks win, it'll come between Giannis or Middleton.
Yeah, man. This is one of those situations like, you know, you got the best players on each team. Just play basketball. I wouldn't be like, don't go out there looking to get the Finals MVP. You know, I hope none of the players are selfish enough or selfish thinking to be like, oh, I'm Chris Paul. I got to go out and get this Finals MVP. You know, so I'm gonna have to do a little extra. You shouldn't do more than what you needed to do. If you win the Finals MVP, then so be it. You know, but I got a feeling like at least some of them, because these are young players. Some of these guys going to want to come in there and try to show out and get that Finals MVP.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. My keys for Milwaukee to win the series: rebound. The Suns are dead last in rebounding. So if you're the Bucks, you got to crash the glass. You have more length. If you're Lopez, you got to rebound the ball. If you're Middleton, Holiday, you got to crash the glass. And even if you're Giannis, when it comes, you got to crash the glass. Also, they got to get into transition. If you're Milwaukee, get into transition. Get DeAndre Ayton in foul trouble. And also hit your open threes. For Phoenix, they gotta attack the basket. Also, they cannot be in a 3-point shootout with Milwaukee. If the Suns are in a 3-point shootout with the Bucks, then they're gonna lose. So if you're the Suns, feed Ayton in the paint, be Chris Paul, Booker, take some mid-range shots, and like I said, attack the basket, get into the bonus early, and they should be good. So, and also role players. Whoever's bench shows up the most will win the series.
Oh yeah, man. I'm kind of when you saw this game 6 when against the Hawks. We both had the Hawks winning because I thought they was going to push it to a game 7.
Yeah, we both were wrong. Yep.
Yeah, we both were wrong. What did you thought of Trae Young's performance?
He was garbage. I'm sorry, he was garbage out there. I mean, yeah, he had the 9 assists, but it didn't feel impactful. He, like you said, he was trying to do too much. I understand he was hurt. I get that, but I felt he did not allow the game to come to him. He didn't, and I just felt that he never really. His floaters were short. His three ball was short. He never got into a rhythm at all, and he just tried to do too much. He didn't play like his usual self, and it kind of sucks though.
Oh yeah, man. I when I was watching this game, I had the feeling like I don't think the Milwaukee Bucks are going to lose this game. It didn't. It never felt like they were in jeopardy of really losing the game. I mean, it got
Right, right,
some scary moments, but they felt like they were in control of the game for the most part. And I was like, you know
right.
what, their defense is really clamping in, and they was using their
Yeah.
size and their rebound. You know, Brook
Mhm.
Lopez was a factor.
Lopez, Holiday made some big shots. Middleton was hotter than a furnace in the third quarter. I mean, another reason why the Hawks lost that game, they just missed bunnies. They just missed shots in the paint.
Oh
And
yeah.
they couldn't hit open threes. Kevin Herter, he's a decent player. He couldn't hit an open three. He couldn't hit an open shot to save his life. Also, another reason why the Hawks lost that game, they just never got the ball out of Middleton's hands. Like when he's on fire in that third, you gotta get the ball out of his hands. There's no way he shot 16 straight points in that third quarter. No way. And also, like we both agreed, Trey Young, even yes, he was hurt. I get it, but Trey Young did not play a smart game last night. He didn't play a smart game. And the Hawks, to me, they didn't do enough Trey Young and Capella pick and roll, and that's why they're going home. I mean, they had a great season. They got to the Eastern Conference Final. They had a very good year. But in my personal opinion, it is kind of, even though their season has been a success, it is kind of disappointing that the Hawks did not at least win one game without Giannis.
Oh yeah, man. But whew, this is crazy, man. That game two, what game one is on
Tuesday,
Tuesday. And I get game two would be on Thursday.
Thursday, yeah. Game one is on Tuesday. Game two is on Thursday. If we want to go to game three and four, game three will be on a Sunday, and game four will be on a Wednesday.
Mm,
They're
mm.
spacing the finals out. So yeah.
Oh yeah. Now since that we're basically coming to the end, the conclusion of this NBA season. What's your grade of this NBA season from beginning to end? I mean, you know, you
Mm,
watch all the playoffs, you watch all the regular season. What's your assessment on this year's season?
I said like a B-ish. I can't say A. I mean, the playoffs were fun, but the regular season, I said like a B or a C for the regular season. I mean, yeah, there were some good games, but like I said, some teams being banged up and stuff. And the playoffs, kind of same thing, but I give it an A minus because the playoffs we had some surprise teams like the Hawks, like the Suns. So I say an A minus for the playoffs, and like a B or a C for the regular season.
Okay, man. And the only thing that could cap that off is our NBA Finals to see how that turns out and see if we
Right,
actually
right,
get
right.
a good NBA Finals. Because if
Hopefully,
anything,
it's a great series.
yeah, if this ends in 5 or 6, I mean 6 is respectable, but if it ends in 5, it's almost like a gentleman's sweep, and
It
I don't want
depends how it
it
ends
to
in
end in
five. If
5.
it's like blowouts consistently, then
Yeah.
it's boring. But if it's like a close 5, 6 game series, 7 game series, something like that. If it's like, oh, a shot here or a play here could change momentum or something like that, then I can accept that.
Oh yeah. But man, I mean, like, what did you see for this off season coming? Then I mean, it's going to be a lot of teams that get upgraded. If you just take a
Right,
wild
right.
guess, what team you think going to get upgraded the most?
It's tough, man. It's tough, man. It really is though, because there's a lot of free agents out there, players who might get traded. Dame may be gone. You also have Kawhi that may leave LA. Um, if I had to choose a team that might get upgraded, it's between either the Knicks, the Lakers, or the Heat. One of those teams are gonna get upgraded in this offseason.
Oh yeah. Heat is a good choice. I think he definitely going to get upgraded. If I could pinpoint what team I think the most, I think the Lakers are going to have a lot of roster changes. I mean, I
Right.
think like writing on the wall. I see that coming.
Oh yeah.
The Clippers, I'm not so sure. I mean, I think the Clippers probably get some upgrade to role players because DeMarcus Cousins is available. He's free, and I don't think he's going to resign. You know, and
Kawhi may be gone. I
if
mean,
Kawhi leaves, that'd be a big news. That'd be news.
I would not be shocked because if you watch the playoffs, he was upset with the medical staff. So I have a feeling Kawhi may be gone. I have a weird feeling. I know you may think otherwise, but knowing the situation with the medical staff, I just don't think he'll stay. And that's just me personally. I think he goes to Miami or New York. That's just me. And for Boogie, like he may leave because they barely used him at times in the playoffs. Even Rondo may be gone.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I can see Rondo being gone, but if Kawhi leaves the Clippers, I mean they're gonna almost basically hit the restart button. What do? You build around. Do you keep Paul George at that point, or keep rebuilding him, or do you just go into full rebuilding mode and let's just get some draft picks?
And I say 50-50. You might have to, I guess, keep PG if you lose Kawhi. You might have to because if you lose Kawhi, he'll be your best player to this point. Because
Yeah.
if you trade away Paul George, who are you going to get in return? That's the thing.
Oh yeah, but I don't think they want to use Paul George as their number one, and I'm pretty sure they don't want to be stuck between one of those teams that just barely make the playoffs and barely get a good
Right.
draft pick. So, I mean, at some point they're gonna have to pull the trigger if Kawhi leaves. Do we build around Paul George or do we get rid of him? I personally would just say, hey, if my best player is gone, it's just rebuild mode at this point. I do what the Houston Rockets did. You know,
Okay.
but that's just me. I mean, if they wanted to build around Paul George, they'd come a lower seed team, perhaps. They could still make the playoffs. But if they make the playoffs, there's no good chance. There's a very low chance that they're going to get a good draft pick. So they're going to stay stuck between a rock and a hard place. They're just going to be a mediocre team, and being stuck as a mediocre team sucks.
Pretty much, yeah.
Team, because I'd rather be a bad team
That
than
is true.
a mediocre team. To be honest, because if I'm a mediocre team, I got nowhere else to go. I have to trade those places anyway. But if I'm a bad team, at least I know what direction I could go to, or what direction I need to go to. But
So what do you think? Do you think Kawhi is going to be gone, or do you think he's going to be a Clipper next year? I think he's gone. You?
man, you know what? I'd be shocked if he leaves, but I won't be surprised with these players because these players they change their mind like weather, man. One minute they want to stay on the franchise, the next minute they want to leave, and that's with everybody.
Exactly.
I'm gonna say he probably stays because I think he probably could look at it like I got unfinished business on this Clippers team. No, I owe them at least a
possible.
So
possible.
Oh yeah.
And what about Chris Paul? Because I think Chris Paul will be back in Phoenix. I think he'll return to the Suns. But did you know he opted out of his contract? So
yeah,
do you think
I heard reports
CP3
that the Knicks that he could land to the Knicks. I doubt if they win the championship, Paul is re-signing with the Suns.
Oh yeah. What was it they lose though?
If they lose, that's another story. He may probably leave.
True, but if they win it all, we all could agree that he's going to be a Phoenix Sun next year if he wins the chip. If he loses, then who knows? I mean, but here's the thing at the same time. Remember the Raptors won it all 2 years ago, but Kawhi left anyway. So you never know. But if I had to be a betting man, I think Chris Paul's going to be in Phoenix next year. I just don't think, personally, even though I would love CP3 to come to our team, I don't think that's going to happen because it's like, why are you have a very good situation in Phoenix. You have good young guys, good culture, great coach. So why would CB3 leave? That's what I'm saying. So to be honest, I think he'll stay with the Suns.
Oh yeah. Me personally, I think he should. I mean, your team got to the finals, man. There's no guarantee that you're going to get there again this next season. But if you guys come back and play together, you could prove the world wrong that your team is for real and it's not a fluke season. Because a lot of people are going to be calling this a fluke season. That's what I wanted to talk to you about.
Mm-hmm.
You know the narratives around this season, and we both know it's going to come. We're both going to hear it, and
Uh-huh.
there's going to be a lot of people that's going to, this season is suspect. If they only won because of this, they only won because of that. I mean, there's going to be a lot of people saying that with this season,
Right,
So
right, right.
if you're the Suns, the least you could do is come back full strength and prove the world that hey, we just a
Mhm.
team that hit our prime. We're not a team that is a fluke and this
A
guy hit
team that
our
could be a dynasty. A
yeah.
team. I'm not saying they'll be a dynasty. I'm not saying they're going to three-peat. They're not going to do that. But I'm saying that, like you said, if you win it all this year, which I think you will, and then you come back next year with the same team and try to knock off the Lakers, the Clippers, the Jazz, teams like that, and win it all again, like if you beat the Nets or whoever you see in the finals, then people may gain more respect for them.
Mhm. Hell yeah. So man, do you see the Jazz getting better?
In the future, yes. In the future, yes.
Hmm. Like, I mean, they were the number one seed, had the
Hmm.
number one seed this season, but they
Hmm.
flamed out in the playoffs. And they didn't play like the number one seed in a lot of big moments. Um,
Yeah, yeah. Hmm.
Donovan Mitchell, what you think he could do to improve his game and help his team win? Because I saw a lot of frantic shot jacking.
He needs to be more of a better playmaker. Needs to get guys more involved. Also, Donovan Mitchell needs to learn. Has to have more IQ. I like Spider Mitchell. He's a beast. He can shoot. He's athletic. He's a good defender. But if Donovan wants to reach superstar status, he needs to learn to get guys involved and needs to learn how to let the game come to him. I felt during this series against the Clippers, he was trying to be Kobe Bryant too much, mixing with Dwayne Wade, and he wasn't trying to play his game. So, and that's one of the reasons why Utah flamed out. So, I think Donovan needs to be a better playmaker, needs to learn how to let the game come to him. So that's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, but yeah, man. We about to be out of here, man. I'm glad you came in for this little interview because I wanted to pick your brain on these NBA finals.
Hmm.
That start this Tuesday. I'm about to
Hmm.
head up out of here because it's almost gym time. It's almost 4 o'clock here on the West Coast. So
All right.
yeah, man. That's for everybody. Enjoy the NBA finals, man. They should be fun to watch, man. We both got the
Hmm.
Suns winning. Let's see if we're proven right. You know,
Yeah.
but before I let you go, if
All right.
Giannis wins a championship this year, let's say he wins a championship this year, he's finals MVP. That added to his roster, I mean his resume. What does that do for him, for you?
Oh, it boosts his legacy. If he wins this championship, look at the run the Bucks went through. Okay, they swept the Miami Heat, the team that they lost to the year before. Then they beat the Brooklyn Nets. I know the Nets were hurt. I get that, but you still had James Harden, KD. You still had a talented enough team, and Milwaukee still wins that series, including winning a Game 7 in Brooklyn. Then you beat an upstart and young Atlanta Hawks team in the conference final, a team that just came out of nowhere. And if he beats the Phoenix Suns, the team with the second best record in the NBA, this will elevate his legacy. And this will rewrite, it will change the narrative that he can't win the big game. So if the Bucks win this championship and beats the Suns, this will boost the Greek Freak's legacy.
Let me ask you this: how old is Greek Freak, by the way?
Giannis, I
Yeah,
think it's like
he's about
20.
24 or 25.
He's like 26.
Or he's 26. So by the age of
Yeah,
26, he could potentially be Finals MVP, NBA champion, two-time MVP, and Defensive Player of the Year. That's great accomplishments to have by age 26.
exactly.
You know,
Exactly. And having a tough road to get to the chip. I understand they had some luck here and there, but at the same time, it's not the Bucks' fault. Like Milwaukee ran through Miami. Many people thought they'll lose to the Heat. Then they beat the Brooklyn Nets in Brooklyn in Game 7. You can very well argue if Kevin Durant would have stepped back and shoot that three instead of a long two, the Bucks may have went home. But hey, the Bucks showed character and win that series. Then they beat the Atlanta Hawks. Some people thought after Game 1 that the Hawks could pull the upset, but then they knocked them out. And so if they beat the Phoenix Suns, a team that just came out of nowhere, if they win this series, like you said, the Defensive Player of the Year, 2 MVPs, multiple All Stars appearances, and potential win a Finals MVP. You can't get any better than that if you're Giannis, and this will really solidify his legacy. And I will say this: if the Bucks win the championship, Giannis will be the second best Milwaukee Buck player of all time behind Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Man, that'd be some amazing accomplishment though, man. If what can he do to be the best Buck of all time?
Maybe win a few more championships, and also
If he wins one more, you can make a case. If he wins one more, still plays at an MVP level, you can make a case that he could be the best Buck of all time because remember Kareem got one with the Bucks. You know,
right, 1971. That's the last time the Milwaukee Bucks hosted the Larry O'Brien Trophy. So, if, like you said, if they win a championship this year and win in the future, go ahead. No, you go ahead. You were saying something.
Oh, and Giannis could potentially finish his career as a Buck, something Kareem didn't do.
Yeah, right. And many people said, "Oh, he shouldn't have signed that extension." I was one of those people, but then he started. Then so far, the Bucks are making him happy. So that's what's going on. So if I had to make a guess what's going to happen in this series, I got the Suns. But if the Bucks win the championship, it will really elevate his legacy because it will rewrite the narrative that he can't win the big game.
Word. Yeah. Yeah, but we out of here, man. I appreciate everybody that joined. Yo, Hoop, you came a little too late, man. I probably come back on later in the afternoon, and we could chop it up, Hoop. But it's a little too late right now, man. I'm about to head to the gym. It's like 3 minutes before heading to the gym, so I'm about to be out of here. All right, peace, brother.
Peace, man.
All right. Hope I'm gonna catch you on the next one, man. This was just gonna be an hour or 40-minute plus live stream, and I'm already on for this time. So we about to get up out of here now, man. But nevertheless, I chop it up with you for 5 minutes because I'm not completely ready yet. So 5 minutes. Oh, what the hell just happened to my live stream? Okay. All right, bro. Sounds good, man. All right, brother. Yep. Makes sense, man. I'll be here later and we can chop it up. I know you got a lot of stuff you want to talk about, man. A lot of stuff that took place and happened. I got some questions for you too, but we'll politic later, man. But for the meanwhile, ladies and gentlemen, this sports stimulus package is now officially over. Peace.
People should be confronted. Hello there.
Damn, free, we like 37% on the stimulus package. We ain't talking to people yet. Yeah, I know. I just want to let the beat breathe for a minute. I laugh.